guys, welcome back to more Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. We are about to wait until this email alert gets there. We go. We're about to learn who murdered whom. Albert is not involved. Martin, Hamish, and Albert are not accomplices. It's unlikely Albert would have had opportunity. He had time, but they were not accomplices. No, God no. They hate each other. Fuck no, they weren't accomplices. Accomplices. Fuck me. S and CH and SH. It's all very hard. Miss White had 20 minutes. It would have been enough time to trap Montague Dunn. She could have locked the door and alerted Martin Hamish to activate the ventilation system. Oh shit. Are we gonna choose this? I think we're gonna choose this. White is an accomplice. Margaret White was Martin Hamish's accomplice in killing Montague Dunn. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son Albert and later pushed Martin Hamish to suicide. She deserves the rope. Miss White is a desperate woman in debt, resigned to consorting with wealthy gentlemen. When Dunn cast her aside, she killed him in desperation. Hamish tried to save her. She deserves a second chance. Fuck no! She's still murdered in cold blood, and it was a first degree murder because it was all planned out, and it's double murder at this point. I think it's her. I could be wrong. I think it's her. And I am going to completely condemn her. Wait, is this our first female murderer? Oh, fuck me. No,
But
Albert's...
How can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
Dickhead.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining. The deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her. Quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right?
Oh my god.
You can count on me, Holmes.
Women are mysterious, aren't we?
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
Fuck, what are you about to do?
The other side? No, stop!
What the fuck is she gonna do? What the fuck is this? Ooh, hey, whoa! Oh.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Whoa, honey.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Cool.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Fuck yes, fuck yes, we have a female murderer, fuck yes, and I got it right. I'm so happy. And yes, we are gonna condemn her because she literally killed 2 people and it was completely planned out from the beginning. That's like strictly first-degree murder. That's really awful to do. So yes, I am not gonna absolve her. The fuck? Of course not. Yes. I'm a justice seeker. 91% of people solve this case the same way. Damn, I don't feel as smart as I did before. People that made the same moral choice, 75%. 75%? Y'all? It's a first-degree murder. That should be 100%. It's double first-degree murder. That's pretty intense. Okay, cool. What is the next case? I still have time. We can start the beginning of the next case. I'm fucking excited. I really like that last one.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Cute. Cute. I liked that opening. Of course we're gonna help the young boy if it means we're gonna get out of eating rats' heads. Oh man, I love the dialogue between the doctor and Sherlock. It's very cute in my opinion. It's cute in the books, it's cute in here, it's cute in the BBC show, and I don't know about the movie, the American movie with that druggy actor that I really like. Robert? Ooh, Iron Man. That guy. That actor. I don't know because I haven't seen the movie. Robert Downey Jr. Fuck me. Okay. Ooh, get rid of that third person. Hello, we'll see. This is the crime scene. Crime scene. This looks like, oops. This looks like, the streets for sure. Oh, wrong way. Okay. I guess it's this way, Half Moon Street. Wait, this is an iconic area, isn't it? I think it is. I could be wrong. Half Moon Street. Sounds familiar, but I could be wrong. Alright, there's definitely 2 dead people over there. Hello.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Is that you?
You
good evening.
flirting with me, sir?
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88.
Nice to see you again.
But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stat fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Oops.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
Or maybe I don't
Constable
care.
Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Are you sure you didn't shoot from the window? You didn't just face down and shoot these 2?
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
Okay. So we learned a little bit about one of the victims.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Okay, he's dressed so fancy.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
It looks like the bottom of a table. Right? What am I supposed to be looking at here? It looks like the bottom of a table or a chair.
This shard of wood is quite new.
Right? Okay. Wonderful.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland?
Oh, hush. Are you the one at the window?
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Varro reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story? Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
He heard 2 distinctive shots when the policeman couldn't hear it over the fireworks, but he said it was after the fireworks. So I don't think this guy... And why would he grab a light to look outside of a window? You would just look outside the window. If you're looking outside at a noise, you don't need to bring a light with you to the window. It's only going to illuminate you. It's not going to illuminate what's outside. He's a war veteran, so he knows how to shoot a gun. And if someone was right next to someone else, why would they shoot them in the gut? They might want to shoot them in the chest or the head. He's poor. He's weak, limping. So he'd be grabbing a nightstand with one hand and then going to the window. Again, why would you grab a light to go to a window? If I heard some commotion outside, I wouldn't turn on my lights to look outside. I would just look outside.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
That is an interesting comment, actually. That's a super interesting comment. What?
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
But
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
But the thing is, the policeman said it was dark, so if he had a light at the window, the policeman would have saw that. The policeman said it was just a dark, open window. Open window, which is weird. But he says he had a light and he stood by the window until he saw the policeman, then he came down. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't fucking make sense. This doesn't make sense. Something's wrong. Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the window in his flat until police arrived. However, this conflicts with Morrow's statement, as the constable did not see anyone at the window. Fucking exactly, dude. Exactly.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
What else am I supposed to be looking at here?
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Beautiful apartment. I like cozy small apartments. I like the size of my own apartment. I was barely able to furnish it all.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
It's all very interesting. Do you rent, dude? You need to talk to your landlord about these walls. Replace this wallpaper. It's gross. So he heard the shots from his bed and he walked over with a lamp. Probably that lamp. Oh, that's a shaving table. Nothing very interesting.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
How could he distinguish them from the fireworks if the policeman couldn't?
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here, a short while ago.
Oh, there's the other piece.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Oops, nope. Deselect that.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Okay, hold on. Oh shit, it's all the way outside. He approached the body. He took something. Oh, he took something off the dead body. No, wait. Oh, he didn't kill him, but he took something off the dead body when he heard the shots. So he got up from bed. But this seems like quite a bit for a man that can barely walk. He took something. He cut the papers with the knife. He threw them in the fire. He placed the broken stick. Wait, took something. Wait, why does it say he took something twice? I don't...
No, it didn't happen this way.
I'm very sorry, but what the actual fuck? This is a lot of walking for a man that's not very agile. What? Okay, so he was down near them when it happened. Hold on. Okay. He approached the body and he took something. No, he had to have taken the stick before he approached the body. Reset. He had to take the stick before he reached the body, so this has to be first. Broken stick. It wasn't broken at that point. He opened the window. Maybe he opened the window before he approached the body, and then he approached the body. And then he... this is the three that I don't understand. He cut the... placed the broken stick, cut the papers, threw it in the fire. Okay, then he looks outside, then he goes downstairs. Okay. Went upstairs. He did shit. He cut it up. He threw it in the fire. Oh, that's
so
it?
So Mr. Turner
that's
used a
walking.
book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Whoa.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book.
Oh, is he just stealing because he's poor? Is that why he's been lying?
A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
But why did he know that it was on the body? How did he know?
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel.
Oh.
You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
All right.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Dude, you had me so excited.
That's why it's better to stay at home at night.
I thought I was so smart. I thought I was so smart. Turns out you were just... Wow. This apartment has a completely empty first floor that just goes up to his apartment with no other doors anywhere else. That's one hell of a apartment, dude. That must be worth a fortune. Apartment that takes up the entire building, and the first floor is just stairs. That's incredible.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with...
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Same. Honestly, quite the same. Let's talk to the chica. That should be right here. There she is.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
She's a cute one.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Alright, let's go talk to the man with the gun that was covered in blood that apparently didn't commit this crime. Owning a gun in this era, is it pretty much guaranteed you are a bad person? Is it? Because, like, owning a gun where I live does not make you at all a criminal. In fact, you wouldn't even think that. I know so many people with guns,
Mr.
and
Holmes,
none of them are criminals.
Whatever brings you here so late at night?
But they don't run
I'm
around with
interested in
them,
the case of
covered in
young
blood.
Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Cool. Let's look at his shit.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
It's missing... How many bolts is it missing?
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
2.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Woo! Okay. Kenneth Butler and Brian Verconi were the victims of double murder carried out by one person. Yeah. I'm sometimes surprised by what comes together. The witness testimonies and the crime clearly points to one possible suspect. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact there were 3 shots made. If first a single shot was fired and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots that were made from different points. Okay, this one has a test, which I like the idea of a test, personally. I just like the idea of a test. If we're gonna do a test, we're obviously gonna choose that choice. Alright, buddy, come on.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Let's look at that scar for a second, buddy. That is one hell of a scar. That's just a scar from growing up on the streets? Okay. I don't know if I believe that. Recent beating. Resisted arrest. Hothead. Cushy job. Office clerk. Oh, he went to the same prison.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
So there's two guns.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
No, you have the... Wait. Yeah, you knew one of the guys.
I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
This is turning out to be a very interesting case. Let's see. Ooh, cool. The person whom shot Leighton Chapman describes his statement as a figment of his own imagination. That doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm gonna assume that he's telling the truth, otherwise we wouldn't have this story. The violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. And that's it. We're gonna go do an experiment. Right? Right. But we're gonna do that next time. You guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I think it auto-saved recently. Bye bye.